All right, great job by Jamie Eisenberg. As always, if you need to hit him up, like I said, at Jamie Eisenberg on Twitter. It's Jamie with a Y, and he'll help you with all your fantasy football stuff leading up to Sunday. He is excellent. Always appreciate him. Look, it's Friday. Everybody knows what that means. You're probably sitting around right now. You're listening to ZASLOW Show 2.0 podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. I can't list all the podcast platforms, all right? I'll be here all day. However you're listening, I'll owe you a long time. You're watching on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@ZASLOW Show. And you're saying to yourself, yo, ZASLOW, I gotta know. Is it a big game or is it not a big game? That's right. Big game or not a big game here. Getting you ready for the weekend. You gotta know what to watch. You don't want to waste your time. We all only have a certain amount of time. You gotta make sure you're spending it wisely. Here we go. Let's get started. Tonight, 7 p.m., Bally Sports. Your Miami Heat at the Washington Wizards. Now, the Heat are 7-8. They dropped the game a couple of nights ago. Tough loss. Try and get back in the win column tonight on the road. Can we get back to 500 and then take it from there and try and get over the 500 mark? Bam is obviously questionable after missing the last game with knee soreness. Need a little bit more out of Jimmy Butler. He had a weird game a couple of nights ago. Otherwise, we know we have no Tyler Hero. Oladipo's with them on the trip, but he's not going to play. Tonight, you're playing a Wizards team. They're not any good, all right? They're struggling. They're always struggling. Bradley Beal, he missed games recently. Non-COVID illness, I believe it was. Look, hopefully the Heat get Bam back today. There's been a lot of Bam criticism. Kendrick Perkins on ESPN. Kendrick Perkins and Matt Barnes talk about, where's Bam Adebayo? Look, we got to stop wanting Bam to be this 25 and 15 guy. That's not him, man. Bam is the most important player on the floor when you consider plus minus, when you consider everything he does. And once in a while, he wasn't the number 1 overall pick. He was, 14? I mean, look, he has far surpassed expectation. I'm not saying this is Bam's ceiling, but expecting him to be a 25-point-a-game guy a night, it's misguided. And if you're looking for the three-point shooting, I told you that's not going to be a thing. I told you that's not going to be a thing. And I don't think it needs to be. Keep doing what you're good at. Keep improving what you're good at. Eventually, you're asking Bam to be something that he's not, when what he is pretty freaking good. So hopefully Bam's back in the lineup tonight. Shut some people up, at least for the next couple days. Heat at Wizards. That's a big game. Trying to get back to 500. What do you want me to tell you? Tomorrow, 12 p.m., SEC Network. The Florida Gators. I went to school there. At Vanderbilt. Look, we could do this right quick. That's not a big game, all right? The Gators aren't playing any more big games. They're not good. You got the new coach, Billy Napier. It's been a little bit of a struggle after beating Utah early in the season. Florida, Vanderbilt, nobody cares. Not a big game. Tomorrow, 3:30, ESPN, the Miami Hurricanes at the number 9 ranked team in the land, Clemson Tigers. Canes gonna get smacked. No other way to look at it. Gonna get smacked. It's gonna be ugly. And this coming off the heels of Mario Cristobal, as if he coaches a middle school team, telling the parents, if you're unhappy with your kid's playing time, you could drive on over to school, you could pick his ass up. I loved Romberg yesterday. Romberg was on our show yesterday, but also Romberg was not having it, man. He's been telling you for years, he said it on the show yesterday, these kids are soft, man. A lot of Charmin being used out there at the University of Miami football program. And Romberg tweeting out there yesterday about, come get Mario Cristobal. He was, he's asked, we know, a couple days ago about the parents complaining on social media. He said, come pick a kid up if you're not happy. And Romberg retweeted yesterday, come get your whiny ass entitled kids. They aren't for this program. Love it. Love the Rom Dog. All right. Canes tomorrow. Canes, Clemson. Not a big game. Blowout city. Tomorrow, 4 p.m., Bally Sports, Florida. Calgary Flames at Florida Panthers. The Panthers are 2-2 on this homestand. They're 9-7-1 overall. That record sucks. They're only a game over 500, trying to get a winning homestand with tomorrow getting a victory as Jonathan Huberdeau comes back to town. I know you're saying, Zaslow, what about Mackenzie Weegar? You know what you did, Mackenzie Weegar. Jonathan Huberdeau coming back to town after 10 years with the Panthers. Probably their all-time greatest player. I mean, I know Pavel Bure, Roberto Luongo, but 10 years Huberdeau was here. And, you know, maybe one day you get Huberdeau hanging in the rafters, you get that number 10. My son and I were both wearing our Huberdeau shirts to the game a few nights ago. You love Jonathan Huberdeau. He's going to get a great ovation tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that. Matthew Tkachuk against his old team. That'll be interesting how he treats them, how they treat him, because you know he's a major, major pest. By the way, he scored his 6th goal of the season last night, which brought the Panthers within 5-4. Tomorrow, Flames at Panthers. That's a big game. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m., pay-per-view. AEW Full Gear. That's right. AEW only does, I think, 4 pay-per-views a year. Now, don't forget, tomorrow, every Saturday, along with my co-host, Joey Levine, It's Still Real to Me. That's our wrestling show. We deal with all the big stories and happenings of the week in pro wrestling. Make sure you check out It's Still Real to Me tomorrow. It's under the ZASLOW Show 2.0 banner. The podcast, it'll also be uploaded here on the YouTube page. And this weekend, though, because AEW Full Gear is Saturday night, you're going to get a bonus episode. Sunday as well, a reaction show to AEW Full Gear. Huge weekend for pro wrestling. Of course, the main event for Full Gear tomorrow night. The AEW World Championship is on the line. You also have the return of the Elite, but the AEW World Championship is on the line. Jon Moxley against Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Top Jew, MJF. Is he going to win the title from Moxley? I don't know. Tune into It's Still Real to Me tomorrow. I'll give you my official prediction. AEW Full Gear tomorrow night. That's a big game. And I got one more for you here. Sunday night, 7 p.m. Bally Sports. Miami Heat. They'll be coming off of a win at the Wizards from Friday night. They'll be 8-8. They're at the Cavaliers, who have lost 5 in a row. They were the darlings of the NBA the first few weeks, the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're a fun team. I'm looking forward to seeing them for 48 minutes on Sunday. Heat at Cavaliers. Can the Heat make a little bit of a statement against a young up-and-coming team? That's a big game as well. And that right there is another edition of Big Game or Not a Big Game. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Excellent job by everybody there. By the way, last night with the NBA, a couple news and notes. Kawhi Leonard, he returned. He was out for the last 3 weeks, I think it was. He got the start last night. The Clippers beat the Pistons 96-91. Kawhi played 25 minutes. He had 6 points and 5 rebounds. They're saying it's a long journey for him to work his way back. I just don't understand. So when he first started playing, he played a couple games at the beginning of the season. He came off the bench. Now he's been out for the last 3 weeks, and he started. I don't know. It doesn't seem like you really know what they're doing with Kawhi. The Nets won last night. The Nets are now 7-9. Nets win, I think it was Kyrie Irving's 8th straight missed game for being anti-Semitic. Nets 109, Blazers 107. They won at the buzzer. One of those guys, you know, remember a couple days ago in that story on Kevin Durant, he listed his teammates who suck. He said, no disrespect, but these guys suck. Royce O'Neal was one of those guys. Kevin Durant missed a shot that would have won the game, and Royce O'Neal tipped it in at the buzzer. Nets win 109-107. And after the game, you could see when they're celebrating, they're excited. Kevin Durant went up to him and said, yo, no disrespect, you still suck. Thank you for, the tip in. We win the game. Durant had 35. Ben Simmons, how about this? You know it's a big problem when we're going crazy over this kind of game from Ben Simmons. Came off the bench, played 32 minutes, 15 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists. I didn't see the game. Looks like Ben Simmons had a really good game. But can you do it again? I mean, we're freaking out over Ben Simmons giving you 15 points. So the Nets win last night, and those were the only notable action that took place in the association last night. All right, so it's Friday. Again, thanks to everybody who's hung out with us this week. And in order to wrap up the week, you know how we do it. Gotta tell you if it's a big deal or if it's not a big deal. All right, so first up, how about this yesterday? I mean, at least as far as I know, seemingly coming out of nowhere, Jeff Conine sending out a tweet yesterday. How about Niner Jeff Conine, all-time great Florida Marlin, Mr. Marlin, he hates that nickname, but Jeff Conine, who hasn't tweeted in weeks, tweets out yesterday, "I can't tell you how excited I am to be back with my hometown team Marlins. Thank you, Bruce Sherman, for bringing me back. Let's go." Niner back with the Marlins. That's a big deal. It also shows you Jeter was the worst. He sucks. Jeter was the worst. That right there that's Jeff Conine really subtly telling you, yeah, Jeter's a dick, and he's the one who wanted me out. And thank you, Bruce Sherman, for bringing me back. I never should have been let go in the first place. Jeter was the worst. So, Jeff Conine returning to the Marlins, that's a big deal. How about, big deal or not a big deal, these Taylor Swift tickets? Is this like the biggest tour ever? Taylor Swift tickets went on sale, pre-sale, went on sale a few days ago. It's the Eras tour. And, look, I know Taylor Swift is huge. It's not for me, whatever. But Taylor Swift's huge, and Ticketmaster's a monopoly. And Ticketmaster, yesterday, because the public on sale was supposed to be today, and Ticketmaster sent out a tweet. If you've been paying attention on Twitter the last few days, people trying to get into the pre-sale, trying to get into the queue, trying to get into the lobby, and they get the hours and hours, and then they get shut out, and they can't get any tickets. It's a disaster. And that's a frustrating experience. I've been there before. You know I'm the ticket ninja. I've been there before, though. And Ticketmaster tweets out yesterday, due to extraordinary high demands on ticketing systems and insufficient remaining ticket inventory to meet that demand. Mind you, these shows are in stadiums. Tomorrow's public on sale for Taylor Swift The Eras Tour has been canceled. It's a big problem, man, Ticketmaster. And I told you this, and this has been the case for a really long time. If you don't have a pre-sale code, and I get all the codes. I laugh at your codes. I get every code. I will always get into a pre-sale. But if you don't have a pre-sale code, be it City Card, Amex, Live Nation, the radio, the venue, whatever pre-sale. If you don't have, there's no such thing as a public on sale anymore, a general on sale. The pre-sale is the on sale. And if you don't have a pre-sale code, you're not getting tickets for anything anymore. It sucks. It sucks. That's a big deal. I wish I had a solution other than breaking up Ticketmaster's monopoly. How about this? Anthony Rizzo re-signed multi-year deal to the Yankees. Anthony Rizzo, the Houston Astros were hot on his tail. Local kid, Parkland, of course we like Anthony Rizzo. Big deal or not a big deal? Here's a quote from Rizzo. "I saw I was linked to Houston and said, hey, what's that about?" Rizzo told New York Post Sports while cooking oh no, I think I'm getting tricked by the internet. I am getting tricked by the internet. This is not the New York Post, this is New York Porch Sport. And it says underneath when I click on the profile, satire and parody of the New York media. I'll read it to you anyway, all right? But I got tricked by the internet. I'll read it to you anyway. "I saw I was linked to Houston and said, hey, what's that about? Any player that signs with the Astros doesn't have a good moral compass." I got tricked by the internet. I was going to call that not a big deal, though, anyway, because, everybody knows the Astros are cheaters. But mark it down. I got tricked hard by the internet. All right, I got one more for you here. Big deal or not a big deal? So, WrestleMania 39 is going to be in Hollywood. WrestleMania is going Hollywood. I wonder if Hollywood Joy Taylor will be there. Yo, throw your boy some tickets. Come on, I'll get on a flight. Coming up in April, we're getting close to WrestleMania season, which is 2 months away. And, the WrestleMania picture is going to start to become clear in a couple months. We know Royal Rumble sets the tone. And it's in Hollywood this year in April. And either end of March, early April. I don't know. I don't know everything about wrestling. And Logan Paul, who is a major star. He is incredible in that ring. He wants John Cena at WrestleMania. Now, they're already talking about, Rock, Roman Reigns. They want to get The Rock. That'd be the main event. That'll blow the roof off the place. Stone Cold may do another match again. And maybe John Cena, too. Logan Paul versus John Cena. Hollywood. If you could make that happen, it's such a no-brainer. That's a big deal. I would love to see that. Make sure you listen or watch It's Still Real to Me tomorrow under the ZASLOW Show 2.0 umbrella. And that right there is another Friday edition a big deal or not a big deal. All right, so we got the Heat tonight, Panthers tomorrow. No Dolphins this weekend. I like a relaxing Sunday. Let's sit around. Let's just watch football. I told you, I got a bachelor pad for the next week. My wife's going out of town tonight. I run Cooper City, so if you're driving by Cooper City and you hear like loud music, it's rock music, people are having a great time, that's right here at the ZASLOW Mansion. We're living it up over the next week. That's right. So you come on by, you knock on the door. If you see a sock on the door, you don't knock, you go home. You know the way that is. But if you hear us rocking, you come in, we're going to have a great time. All right. Thanks to everybody. Week 3 in the books. Thanks to everyone who has stuck with me, who is contributing to the show growing and growing. Sponsorship info, go to the Twitter bio. You can see my email right there. We're going to have some new sponsors coming aboard. I'm so excited about it. You guys are freaking fantastic, all right? Like, download, rate, comment, subscribe. The algorithm, it tells you what to do, and that's good for me. Then I make all the monies. Thanks to everyone who contributed to the show today. Thanks to everyone who put together a great show. Excellent job by everyone. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. It's still real to me. An extra edition on Sunday, reaction to AEW, Full Gear. And we'll talk to you on Monday on ZASLOW Show 2.0. You know what that means.